Welcome. For those of you that don't think that we can make this happen, I would like to offer an alternative point of view. There's been an enormous amount of interest in this. Is a small theater, and our reach is fairly broad, though. And this afternoon at 12:15, I got a phone call from our technical director saying Duncan Sheik was here, and he said that the piano is flat. Now, for those of you that don't know, I was a piano restorer of considerable renown in my earlier life. The last thing I had planned to do or wanted to do this afternoon was to come in and raise the pitch of a Yamaha upright. But in so doing, it was really a blessing. And the reason it was a blessing is that the principles of bringing our flawed administration in tune with our Constitution is a worthy endeavor. And there are a couple of principles involved. One is when you're really wanting to do precise work in tuning. Of course, there's mathematical equations by which the universe are organized, but you focus on the smallest possible article, and you try to get that right. So in this room, we have the opportunity to get things right. And I think we can spread that throughout a much larger universe. Please feel free to applaud. Okay. Now, there's another interesting principle, and that is when you learn to tune, you first learn to identify that which is horribly out of tune. And then your wits get a little better. You get closer and closer to slight distortions and slight inaccuracies in the vibrations. And finally, when you reach a level of mastery, you no longer think about what's out of tune, but you think about the target or the bullseye or the center of what is in tune. And I think we all have that instinct within us. And I think rather than dissecting the various complicated presentations of political spin, if we use our instincts to really identify with, and I know that many of you will have different opinions about this, to identify that person that can take us and lead us into a more hopeful future, I think we'll be well on our way to making good choices for the people that we choose going forward. Now, I owe a great debt of thanks to someone that's going to be with us tonight. It's John Nichols. John wrote The Genius of Impeachment. I saw him along with Bruce Fein on Bill Moyers. He's a political writer for The Nation, and it's the great understanding and wisdom and inspiration that he was able to convey with his book and the reliance upon the Constitution. I would urge you all who have an interest in our history to read the Library of America book, The Debates on the Ratification of the Constitution. It's absolutely thrilling reading, and you'll find yourself thinking that you're quite proud to be an American, because the principles here are principles we need to get back to. Now, if I didn't tune this piano, I would have said hello and I would be gone by now. But I do want to just read something in closing that I think is of interest to all of us. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies, in the final sense, a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. The world in arms is not spending money alone. It is spending the sweat of its laborers, the genius of its scientists, the hopes of its children. This is not a way of life at all, in any true sense. Under the cloud of threatening war, it is humanity hanging from a cross of iron. This is Dwight Eisenhower. Thank you, and welcome to A Question of Impeachment.